It looks like it's time, everybody. It is time for another off-season. I think this thing is live. I sure hope so. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream. My name is MrHurriicane, and we're playing MLB The Show 18 with the Minnesota Twins franchise. Good to see all of you here again for another off-season. We've gone through so many of these, but not too many in the baseball arena. This is only the third time I've gone through an off-season here in MLB The Show, but I really liked doing the off-season on this game in particular compared to MLB 17. So, audio sync is off. Are you kidding me? Man. I had it perfect 20 minutes ago, and then I thought I just fixed it now, and apparently the audio sync is way off. I don't know that I can even fix this during the stream at all. It's really confusing. I can try, but I don't know if I can really do it while I'm live. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, because it seems like the sync keeps changing. Like, I find the setting that I need, and then I edit it, I try it, and then it changes. It's just not staying consistent. I'm not sure exactly how to fix that. It seems good now. See, I don't understand. It's fine. Now it's working. It's showing me some mercy. I wonder if it'll get worse. Again. Please don't leave. Stay here in the stream. I think it's gonna work, and we can do this off season. How's everyone doing? I have no clue what's up here in OBS with the syncing. It's like the one thing I worry about before every stream. Like, is this gonna actually work? Is it gonna cooperate? Apparently, it will right now. It's fine. So what we have in store today is the third off season here in the Twins franchise. And I did not think we'd be having this stream right now today. I thought this would be a guaranteed playoff team, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, we ended up going to a game 163. I wish I could pull up stats, but here in the off season, that's all hidden away. But I really thought this was going to be a playoff team, especially after how we started with all the new players that we had on the team. And now for us to be going into the off season after game 163, it does not feel right. So there's still some work to do, and the main thing I wanted to focus on today is mainly relief pitching. I happen to like our starters quite a bit, especially because Gary Tadano's entering the mix next season. We have Folty, who is eligible for arbitration. Lance Lynn's under contract. You get Maxwell Fowler, Yadier Alvarez. We have a lot of options there. But in the relief department, we know we've been really weak here, and it's not enough to just have Raisel Iglesias and Jake Reed and hope that everybody else can get it done. I have interest in keeping Jeremy Jeffress, and I might want a couple more of the veterans, but I know that relief pitching is one of our top needs. So beyond that, we'll just see what opportunities arise during free agency, because we made so many moves last year. I don't know, what moves I want to make this time. Super chat here from, well, first off, we had a couple super chats early from A-Alt. Thank you for those. That was before the stream began. One from Ryan, need to be active in the shortstop market. I'm not so sure that we have to look at the shortstop area with Nick Gordon on the roster and Jorge Polanco. And then from David Guerra, 3 words, Kane: bullpen, bullpen, bullpen. We are on the same page. Absolutely need to fix the bullpen this year. And I know that if that was better, it could have saved a variety of games for us. This should definitely be a 90-plus win team, and I think we won 88. Audio is off. I don't think there's any fixing it right now. It's not the audio that's off. It's the video that's off, if that makes sense. So, for some reason, the webcam video just keeps, getting messed up. Neo Buster, been a fan of yours since Madden 17. Keep up the good work, and here's something towards the Twins payroll. Hashtag Go Jets. Thank you for that. And yeah, we got my Vikings against your Jets tomorrow. Another rookie quarterback facing Mike Zimmer's defense. Obviously, things have been a little bit better since the whole Bills debacle and everything that went on with this team early in the season. But hopefully a good game for the Vikings tomorrow. We'll see. I know the Jets have a ton of injuries on both sides of the football, so it could be an ugly game. Trade Castro or Buxton? Well, Castro's not under contract anymore. He's about to be a free agent. You can see here our exclusive free agents, and there aren't really a lot of key ones. Like Nelson Cruz, that's going to be a tougher decision. And with our staff, they're all on 1-year contracts, so I need to fix that. Obviously need to renew all these contracts. I can't do anything yet. And then if you look at our budget, we still have a lot of like spots here. We have plenty of opportunity to upgrade the roster still. David Guerra, opinion on the NFC North, especially the Bears. The Bears they're kind of what I thought they'd be this year. A lot more interesting offensively, and they're still going to play good defense. They were a top 10 defense a year ago. So I don't think that with their schedule and the way it's gone so far that I'm surprised by really anything yet. But the Packers and Vikings and Lions all have their own issues going on. The Packers, I think, have some really glaring problems, but they have one of the best Band-Aids in the NFL in Aaron Rodgers, who makes a lot of that go away. And then the Lions, you know, they've just been too inconsistent to really get an idea of. I think tomorrow's game in Miami, that'll be, you know, I think it's a game that if they are for real, they should play well in. And then the Vikings, I mean, started out pretty bad, and now they're playing a lot better, and they have Kirk Cousins doing all kinds of amazing things, but the offensive line's still concerning, so it's still early. Yeah, the Bears could be 5-0. A lot of teams could have very different records. Jimmy Butler isn't playing tonight, really? I watched some of the first game they played this year. Did not watch last night. So, here are the free agents that we're going to start the episode talking about. Nelson Cruz is the main one, and he hit a bunch of homers for us last season. Only a .255 average, but the impact he brought with 100 plus RBIs and the home run count is really good. However, he is regressing, and you can see that from his home run totals, from his batting average, and we know he's getting even older. So you gotta think, can we get away with this again? Will it happen a second time around? Do we keep Nelson Cruz? Jeremy Jeffress, another year older for him, but he's been really steady throughout his career, and I think that because we're so thin at relief pitcher, we need to make an offer here, but it's certainly not going to be for 5 years. I don't want him until he's 37. I'd be okay on a 1-year deal. I think $3 million is very fair in our bullpen. And there's the offer. Palka deserves the start. We have a lot of DHs in the organization. And the thing is if we don't give them a chance, when are they going to play? You don't really have backup DHs. You need other spots on your bench. So that kind of puts me in a pickle, because I feel Nelson Cruz is a much better power hitter than any DH in our organization. But we have players with potential that need to play to get better. For Jason Castro, we are not going to be giving him any offer. I really didn't want him on this team from the beginning of the series, and I knew we just kind of had to wait out this contract. Really uninspiring at the plate. This year was really injured for us, and now with the emergence of Mitch Garver, it's very easy to move on. For Eduardo Escobar, I think he's pretty solid, but with him getting older and us having some players in our organization that I think need to get up in the organization, then I don't know if I want to keep him. I think that he's a good utility player, and it's good to keep someone like him on the team, so I won't rule it out quite yet. Yunel Escobar, really good contact hitter. He's been reliable for us in this series. It was a really surprising addition with him coming in and playing well over 2 years. But when we look ahead to next year, we're going to have probably a couple more young players coming up. And one of them is going to be Nick Gordon. I think he's going to be on the Major League roster next year. Then you have Jorge Polanco, and you have, of course, Josh Harrison, whom right now I'm actually considering playing Harrison in the outfield next year. It wouldn't be ideal because he's not a great fielder in general, but I think that if we moved him to the outfield, it would open up a spot if, like, Nick Gordon had an amazing spring and we had to play him and wanted to get him some playing time. So I don't know about Escobar. Like, I like these older players. They've been reliable, but eventually you need to let the other players come on in. So here's Joe Mauer, 68 overall. We're definitely moving on from Mauer. I can't believe he didn't retire, actually. Then Tom Wilhelmsen, we're not signing him. So we've offered to Jeremy Jeffress, and then it's basically these three players we need to decide. Are we giving an offer to Cruz? I don't think it'd be a bad idea to at least offer with all that power that he brings to the table. Obviously, wouldn't be a really risky situation here with the contract, just like $3.5 million. And with that 79 overall, he's still going to bring a lot of pop, but I just don't know if he ends up playing the same role last year or what. Wait, did I offer him tender qualifying offer, withdraw offer? What's the Q in parentheses mean? Like, I've offered a contract here to Jeffress, and then there's a Q here. I don't think I offered him a qualifying offer, right? I certainly did not want to offer that. The qualifying offer, I was reading this today. It's the average of like the top 125 paid players in baseball. I don't really understand that. The Q means qualified. Huh. Is the qualified offer just really low? Because, I mean, top 125 average, that's not going to be the highest number out there. We got to switch it up today a little bit. Match the shirt here. This is actually just Gatorade. I was getting a little tired of the water lately. I wanted something with some flavor. The Q means he can be given a qualified offer. Okay. Not going to, obviously. Eduardo Escobar. I like him. I like Yunel Escobar more as a player. Could still maybe be a backup infielder for us. What would it take here? Just a simple one-year deal. Definitely just going to be like depth. Don't want to promise him anything more than that. And he's not going to be super happy with it either way. So I'll offer that contract for Eduardo Escobar. I think I'll also make like a small offer here. These aren't super risky. But maybe I could do a little bit better for a utility player. Escobar hasn't really hit well in this series, so I think I'll leave the contract away there. Bro, you got to pick up some people with power. I worked on that last season, and I don't know. I feel like we have some pretty good pop in our lineup. I feel that with Goldschmidt and Sano, who's eligible for arbitration this year, Nelson Cruz if he comes back, and Charlie Blackmon. You know, we got some pop out there. I wouldn't say it's the most powerful lineup, but we hit a lot of homers last season. Speaking of water, how about Odell Beckham saying he hates water? Interesting. Yeah, I guess some people don't like drinking it. I used to not like drinking it, and then I just got used to it, I guess. So yeah, outside of those players that I just offered to, no one else I want to sign right now. So I think all I can do from here is sim to free agency then. I've already saved this as a separate file in case something weird happens, but don't anticipate there being any issues here. Opinion on the Rockies for next season. I like the Rockies roster a lot. I do want to see, you know, DJ LeMahieu's about to be a free agent. I wonder what happens there. But I mean, I like a lot of the pitchers in their organization too. They have some pretty good, they seem to have some pretty good young pitchers on their staff. And then their lineup is pretty scary, so I think there'll be a problem in the West. But the problem is that that division is so tough with the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. All right, I think we're ready to go to free agency then. I don't want to sim 6 days. Let's go 1 day at a time here. Did anybody sign those deals? I think that decisions were eventually made here. I haven't gone through these off seasons a ton, so I do take it kind of slow. I don't want to like overlook anything. Is there not like a transaction log here? I'm guessing that if they sign, they're not on that list anymore. I just wanted to kind of make sure. Yunel Escobar, is he under contract again? 2.2, yes he is. Eduardo Escobar, did not offer to him, I don't think. Yeah. And then for Jeffress, that's good to go. All right, so we can go to free agency and see who is there. We do not need to stop simulating for qualified offers. Free agency now begins. Best players you could lose in the Rule 5 draft. Nobody. Now we have salary arbitration, tender contracts. This is kind of one of the more, I guess, not so exciting part of the streams, I guess. Good evening from Germany. Hello, Daniel. What time is it over there? I don't know my time zones over there too well, especially with time zone differences. Must be like 8:30-ish, 9:30-ish, somewhere in that realm. So what do we got here? We got Anthony Rizzo on the market. Obviously, we have Goldschmidt. That's not going to happen. Madison Bumgarner is going to get a bunch of money from the Giants, it appears. Garrett Cole. I don't see us offering a bunch of money to somebody for a starting pitcher. We have so much youth there, and we can save a lot of money there, too. Good evening from Spain. Hello, Alex. By the way, who you guys got tonight? Dodgers or Brewers? I can't wait to watch it. Been really enjoying the baseball playoffs for a second straight year. I think the Dodgers win it, but I think I'll be cheering for the Brewers. Although, I don't know. It's like a new team in the Brewers. They don't go to the World Series ever. I've never seen that. And then you got on the D-backs, you of course have Brian Dozier. Or not D-backs, the Dodgers. I got Brian Dozier. So I also like Yasiel Puig a lot. Zach, sup Kane, I am a Vikings fan from England and wanted to know what you think our Vikings final record will be. I think 10-4-1. If you made me predict right now, I'd say 10-5-1. So I'm kind of on the same page as you. I feel that they've slipped up against the Bills. They're probably going to have some challenges, and with their offensive line, all it takes is like a couple strip sacks like you saw in the Buffalo game, and those are going to happen. Kirk Cousins fumbles a lot. And the Vikings have a weakness that can easily cost them a game because of things that don't happen all the time. But, yeah, they got some tough ones still down the stretch. They have the Patriots on the road, I think, this year. Of course, another Packer game. 2 Bears games yet, 2 Lions games. Remember, the Vikings still have 5 division games left. So a lot of you think it's going to be the Dodgers. And it's hard to argue with that. Who's on the mound tonight? Is it good pitchers? Yeah, the audio sync, it might be going fine and then not being fine. I don't really know if I can do anything about that while I'm live. Yasiel Puig. I thought about upgrading the outfield this year. I just don't know. After offering all the money I did a year ago, I don't know if I can do that stuff again. Can I do it once maybe? I don't know. I think Puig would be a nice addition to our team, though. If he were to join our team, I definitely want to play him probably in, I think with his arm, I'd put him in right field. And then I can move Blackman over to left if I were to sign Puig. But that'd be a nice upgrade. Eddie Rosario has not played well. I have it in my notes here. He's only hit 221 and 230 these last 2 years. But before I offer anything to Yasiel Puig, I need to look for relief pitching first. Sean Kelly is an option. And I don't like having to scroll here when I'm looking for somebody. Oh, Chris Davis is available too. Okay, so if I want an outfield option, look, Trumbo, Alex Gordon. We could definitely sign an outfielder this year. Aaron Hicks, the ex-twin. So I think that Sean Kelly, we need to go after him. He's the best relief pitcher on the market. Then there's David Stewart, who's a 78. So Kelly already got a nice one-year offer from the Nationals, and we are going to look at his numbers first recently. He's 35 years old, so it's not going to be a long-term solution. Came off a season just with an under 2 ERA. I think that we just need to outbid Washington here. And I don't want to make him the closer. He wants to be the closer. That's the problem here. Bullpen is all I could really say. Now I could offer up a pretty good chunk of money here. If I made it $8.5 million, it still might not be enough. I wish that it wouldn't reset there like that. But hey, this might be our best chance to get a better bullpen arm, and it probably won't work if we can't get the roll there. Get Jurickson Profar for depth. He can play everything. I almost traded for him during the season, so Profar is definitely someone that I want to get if he's available right now. But yeah, the free agent pool for relief pitching is not very good. One thing I wanted to consider actually was trading Lance Lynn. We have Keuchel, Tadano, Fulte if we renew his deal, Fowler, Alvarez. Lynn is still under contract, and I'd much rather have a relief pitcher than Lance Lynn, I feel. So, can I trade right now? Is it an option? Lance Lynn, place on trade waivers. I don't think I can trade quite yet. Or maybe I can go trade from here. It's not Madden. My bad. If I were to trade Lance Lynn, suggest trade, MLB ready. What do we got? Brett Gardner, no. I need relief pitching. Quality relief pitching. B potential 71 is interesting, but it doesn't help you enough right now. The problem is they always offer these multi-person trades. Oh, Ryan Braun. A little bit older. George Contos, 81 overall, and Gerardo Parra. That's one I'd actually have interest in, I think. What do we got here for Contos? 2.03 ERA last season, just be a one-year thing. And then Parra, probably not starting caliber for us. Okay depth, just really not good on offense here. That's what I'll consider. Let me write that down because I'm going to come back to it probably. Maybe we could get someone else in the deal. Who else would there be that we could maybe use? How many seasons has he played so far? I've played through 3 years. So we're entering year 4. I've yet to make the postseason, which is just ridiculous considering last year and how everything went. Don't get Contos, horrible control. Let me see those ratings again. 73 control. I think that if I went into edit player, I could see all of his individual pitches. I wish they'd just show me that somewhere else. It's good to know if a guy has a good fastball, if he has good off-speed stuff, or what you can really count on. We just know that he has a slider, a cutter, and then 2 fastballs. So, it's an option. I don't need to do it right now. Replace Parra with Drury. Brandon Drury. Alright, let's go to salary arbitration here and just see how much stuff could cost us then. Obviously, these top players we want to keep around. Miguel Sano came off a pretty good season. I just wonder if it was fluky. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to offer him a big contract right now. He still has 2 years of arbitration left. So I just wonder if this was fluky at all, because hitting 292 was a career high. It could be him hitting his peak also, over just being a fluke. But he was way better this year than I expected. So I just want to see it happen again before any big deals get handed out. So it's good timing for us. We haven't offered arbitration. I would like to offer arbitration. Oh. I don't know what to offer here. I don't know what's fair. Is this the guide we're looking at then? Ideal salary 5.6. Is that what I should recommend offering here? Maybe like a $5.5 million arbitration? Hello from New York, New York. Hello. Move Lynn to the pen? Man, I might have too many starting pitchers. I might have to do that. Is Machado available? No, he's definitely in a big deal now. Yes, I do need a lefty for the pen. It's a huge need of ours. We could always just offer like one year here. One year, $6 million. For Fulte, he's still a little bit younger, and for that reason, I want to keep him. So how about, oh wow, this would not be expensive at all. And if we had our young pitchers like surpass him, he'd still be like a good trade option. So that's why I want a 2-year deal. If I get a 2-year deal here for Fulte, I have the option to trade him for longer than just 1 year, obviously. So let's offer this here. I think it's fair. Jorge Polanco. Yeah, of course he wants that deal. I don't want to offer it though. Polanco still has a few years of arbitration eligibility, so do not want to be in a rush with him. Just offer the 1-year 3. Buddy Boshears. That control is a 39. I think that we're going to let him go. I just feel that he's been way too inconsistent, and with that control and the age going up, it's not getting better. Kevin Quackenbush. He is still arbitration eligible, and he had not the best time with us actually a year ago, but I still think that he can have a spot in our bullpen. We're just not that strong right there. A.A. Adrianza, I like him. I just think that time is kind of run out for him to develop the way he needs to here. Those are the only arbitration eligible players. And then we have obviously our tender contracts that we can renew. Gary Tadano is going to be, does not have enough MLB service to be eligible for arbitration. If you have not reached an agreement on a contract by the 15th, you may renew his contract at any price greater than 80% of his salary from last season. Okay. So we're just obviously going to go with these renewable deals for him. We'll offer the $1 million contract. We want Miller. I will offer to Shelby Miller, Andrew Miller. That might be a little bit more expensive. All right, then there's Maxwell Fowler. Same thing with him. Just going to offer the ideal salary to him. Alvarez. Looks like his deal... No, does not need to be that high. Then Mitch Garver. I like to offer here the ideal salary. I want to keep morale pretty high here. Yeah, I don't know why I said Shelby Miller. I was getting confused because I was thinking of Sean Kelly. And I guess the beginning of the name, Shelby and Sean, I don't know. Did not mean Shelby Miller, obviously. Offer arbitration salaries, not one-year contracts. These players aren't eligible for arbitration. I know I keep saying this thing. Does not have enough MLB service. You may renew his contract. Yeah, this is the part that always confuses me, where I probably spend a little bit more money than I should. Max, thank you for the super chat. Kane, you still have to offer your players arbitration just in case they don't accept the contract offer you gave them. Okay. Okay. Let me go to the arbitration players then. Thank you. I'm just not sure what to offer for the arbitration, is all. I have not gone through the coaching staff yet. I don't think we're at that stage. But I know that most of my staff has expiring deals. Sign Puig. I'm going to think about it. We just have to address a few more areas first. I have to worry about the bullpen. I need to get, obviously, this situation taken care of so we know what our cash flow is for bringing in outside players. You can offer them whatever, basically. It's whatever you think is fair, whatever the player thinks is fair. All right. So for Sano, then, they say 5.6 is ideal. I think that's pretty fair. Let's go 5.65. And then for Fulte, it says that his fair offer was like $2 million or something like that. Not bad for a starting pitcher. Yeah, 2.1. Do I need to withdraw offers then? I understand what the arbitration kind of does. It's just really weird how it's set up here, and they don't make it like really easy to understand if you're not familiar. You think I should offer less for a lot of these? Like 3.1 here for Polanco. I guess for arbitration I can go a little bit lower here. So what if for Polanco I go like 2.3? And then I can withdraw offer. For Fulte, though, I want the multi-year deal. Like I said, I want that trade control for 2 years. Arbitration is not in the middle of the two sides. It picks one side. Yeah, I think that's how it works. You can't just like come in saying like $500,000 and then the other person says $5 million and you average it out. You need to have both sides bring a reasonable offer to the table. At least I don't have to do a lot of arbitration things here. I can mostly just move on. So what's all this here? Does not have enough MLB service time to be eligible for arbitration. If you have not reached an agreement on a contract by the 15th, you may renew his contract at any price greater than 80% of his salary from last season. So basically, I just kind of get to tell him what he makes after the 15th of February. If I'm understanding that correctly, I can wait on this. I should wait. Go for $4 million with Sano? Well, I already offered him the 5. It's too late for that. Arbitration isn't an enjoyable experience. Players actively tend to avoid arbitration. It's there so businesses can try and lowball a player and the player can counter a judge chooses. Yeah, in a way it really seems like the franchise tag equivalent to football in just the sense that I feel that it gives the team a bit more control than they deserve. Like, I think the NFL should abolish all tags. I don't think it's fair for the players to be stuck on one-year deals, especially in a sport like football. In order for the contract renewability, you have to offer something. If you don't offer it all, they become a free agent. Yes. If he doesn't accept an offer, yes. Are there any free agent shortstops? They might be better than Jorge Polanco. I'll look. But with Polanco and Gordon, I think someone's going to emerge. All right, let's go Ty Gonzalez here. Let's move on to someone else. Just a simple, a lot of these are actually really easy. Andres Valdez will actually have a chance probably to make it up to the majors this year. I'd say there's a pretty good possibility. He's a higher rated reliever and we don't have many. Kirk Cousins was the GOAT of the franchise tag. Yeah, it worked out for him. It doesn't work out for everybody. Imagine, like, you know, say Le'Veon Bell got hurt on the franchise tag and it just tanked his value. Like, that really sucks. And yeah, like the $14 million or whatever guaranteed is awesome. But these players are looking at, you know, larger guarantees and longer deals. How many seasons are you going to do with the Twins? There's no target. It's just however many. It stays fun and interesting. And obviously, we're chasing a World Series, and we're not exactly there yet. So I have to offer all these players contracts by December 2nd. That we know for sure. Going to the bottom now. A lot of these are simple. Don't want the deep potential Ferreria, though. Or Fish. Or Baines. Or Salgado. Some of these guys I just had to sign for depth. I had very little options. Josh Hart, 24. We'll try keeping him around. Yeah, the audio is out of sync. There's not much I can do about it. We need to fill out the roster still. I'll sign Blackburn. He has good contact versus lefties. Michael De Leon. Yes, absolutely. Edgar Cruz, really fast. Obviously want to keep him around. I believe I drafted him. Taylor Rogers. I don't know what's going on here. He just doesn't get any better. So I don't know. I don't really want to sign him. Luke Bard, Ryan Walker. There we go, 20 years old, 66 overall. That might be some potential right there. So, a lot of these should be accepted, right? I'm going a little bit lower on most of these players. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's way too much. Way too much, Andrew. Now we're getting into a little bit more promising prospects. Alex Kirilloff, he is a good prospect. We do need to keep him pretty happy. Travis Blankenhorn. Wilmer Font. We traded for him a while ago, but I don't know if I want to keep him at this price point. Doesn't really seem something that would be smart. I wish it kept his minor league numbers here. I'd like to know what these players have done at the lower levels. Can we get on that, please, in the next game? Andy Eckert. I know the deep potential's there, but the contact just can't be ignored. DJ Stewart. Got some potential here with him. Julio Aponte. Now we're getting into some of the better prospects. Carlos Rodriguez. Gonna play at AAA to start this season. Johnnie Sandoval. Hopefully he comes up to the majors one day. Aaron Sleggers. Randy Rosario. Our minor leagues were really good though last year. We obviously made it to the playoffs with those squads. Did not somehow with the major league team. So no triple threat there. This looks to be a little much, but he's 70 overall. He's not bad. Sierra, good defender, but not very good hitter. Not at this price. I don't think I want to keep him. I signed him during the year as like an injury replacement. Just got here from the Ole Miss game. We lost, but a Hurricane offseason will help cheer me up. I'm hoping there's something to cheer about from this offseason. I got a good feeling there's going to be at least one or two moves that we make that give us a bit more hope for the future. For Quintin Berry, I'm probably going to try to get a little bit younger here for a backup outfielder. He's had a role in this series, though, for all 3 years. Not a major one at the major leagues, but he's always been that, like, if someone gets hurt, you're getting the call. And now it might be someone else who gets the call. Thomas Gunn. You can offer 15-year contracts in this game. That's hilarious. Sandy Bunty. He's not cheap. Vielma. Still hoping that hitting gets better. I would love to see him come up to the majors. That'd be incredible. There's so many players here I have to go through. When's the natty airing for Kalispell? I'm not sure exactly yet. Been busy with a couple things lately, and with that episode, I'm obviously not going to rush it. I want to do a little bit of extra editing and get an intro in there. So I'm not sure exactly yet, but it'll definitely be early this week. Nick Gordon. Want to keep him happy here. A little extra money in his pocket. He's interested in any amount of money. I don't think he's even playing for money. 50K, he's cool with that? Trevor Hildenberger. I think we might move on. Did not play too well when he got into the action last year. It was only 8 innings, though. Still, I might move on. Carmen Ojeda. Solid. Fernando Romero. Maybe somebody we end up moving to the bullpen at some point or something. Tyler J. going to be at the majors next year to start out. Parra is the arm you need in the outfield. I mean, is it really worth going after him for just being a defensive replacement? I gotta look at the Puig situation is the one that really intrigues me, because I actually have interest in getting Puig, and he would take care of the arm situation there, and he'd add another formidable bat into the lineup. So Yasiel Puig could be like the big player we chase this season. Right now I'm looking at Justin O'Connor being our backup catcher. But we'll see how this year goes if I want to sign somebody else. It looks like I've offered to just about everybody here. Jake Reed, obviously, he is getting a good deal. I might even go a little bit more for him because he's one player I want a good morale boost for. Garver got his. So all those have been offered. So here's a look at the arbitration decisions there, and then the tender contracts, nothing too surprising. And then for free agency, we have offered to Sean Kelly, but the role he wants is closer, and I might have to lie to him. Is that okay if I just lie to him and then play him as like the setup guy or something? Don't forget Ordonez. I don't think I did. I don't think I forgot anybody. Yeah, Ordonez has an offer here. Want to keep him happy too, so I'm not going to lowball him. He's going to be on the roster this season. I do need a lefty reliever and a stud setup, man. I think that Jake Reed can be that guy. But absolutely a lefty reliever, or maybe multiple, considering I'm not going to keep Buddy Boshears. We have Tyler J. He is really good surprise. Really, really lucky there. But it's not enough. So, Sean Kelly, not a lefty, but would still be a very good addition to our pen. What's up, Hurricane? What's going on, Derek? How you doing? I say Milwaukee wins NLCS and World Series gets swept by Boston. I could see that happening. Hope it doesn't. I want a good series. Sean Kelly hasn't even been a closer anytime in his career, and that seems to be the role he wants now. He wants closer. You can lie to him, but his morale will go way down and cause his overall to go down. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good deal. I've offered him a bunch of money. Like, if that's not good enough, I don't know what to say. And all these relievers are mostly pretty old. Who is a lefty? Bastardo. 2.37 ERA. The controls of 44. Good break. Good K per 9. Good hit per 9. Good numbers a year ago. He's one I could go after. I like a bit more control if we could get it, but we're talking about low overall, so I don't think so. Kelly doesn't think you're a contender, that's why he won't sign with you? Excuse me? We were very close last year. He doesn't think we're a contender. You're right. You're right. That's disrespectful. Oh man, Tony Watson, he's available, and he's a lefty. What's his expectation? He wants to be a closer. He has good control too. I don't think going after Watson would be a bad idea. The Pirates have offered him a contract, but it's not really a great one. If you see that, it's like we can easily get more interest with a 10-year deal. We might even be able to offer him the same amount of money, the same contract, and he would have more interest than us. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm going to offer a bit more. Watson's a lefty. That would be a good fit for our bullpen, I think. If you offer a 2-year deal and put a player option to Kelly, he might sign. That's a good idea. If I go 2 years, 15, it makes it a lot more competitive, that's for sure. I'm hesitant to offer more money than that. But maybe it's necessary. That puts us so close. That's way more money than the Nationals are offering, but he would be in that role, I guess. Jake Diekman, high velocity and very good. I'll be looking for some trade options. I certainly don't have enough in free agency to fix it now. You offer Kelly a 3-year deal. No, it's 2. I'm revising this one more time here. That's my offer to Sean Kelly. And then for Watson, I don't think I offered him the closing role at all. So we'll move on from there. If I want another catcher on the roster, then we have Justin O'Connor. If we want a different backup catcher, Francisco Cervelli wouldn't be terrible, but I also wouldn't mind just getting younger there, saving the money. For shortstop, this has been a topic, and there aren't a lot of great ones. How is Didi Gregorius only a 75? Was he never good in this series? Oh wow, Gregorius played for all these teams before the Yankees? I did not know that. So it's not the same Didi that you might watch in real life. Certainly not as good. Where's Jurickson Profar? Was he available? What's he listed at? There he is. That could be the replacement for Eduardo Escobar. I almost traded for him a year ago. He can play the entire infield plus the corner outfield spots. And I think at 27 years old, like, yeah, I have a lot of interest in him. I do not want to offer him the money that he wants, though. So this is not going to be very easy. Just kind of a depth player, platoon maybe. Depth is probably more realistic, to be honest. I don't think he's going to take this. Looking for 8.2 a year. That just sounds ridiculous to me. This is what I think is fair. I think this is fair. I don't have a lot of lefties in my minors, no. We just have so many righties. I brought up Tyler J because he was the lefty that we had that was pretty good. Chris Davis, that one is certainly possible, especially if I'm feeling a little uneasy about the Nelson Cruz situation. Davis is another player I almost traded for. And Davis would want, you know, a little over $5 million is doable. Did Nelson Cruz already re-sign, by the way? What's he listed at on here? Left fielder, right fielder? I did sign Cruz. And his ratings are still really good. I don't know. I keep thinking that Puig is the outfielder to chase. Drop the Kelly offer and go for Watson, Profar, Davis. Well, Watson's a player I'd want more. Then we still have like Reed, Iglesias, Jay. Maybe I wouldn't need Kelly that bad at that point. We could put the money elsewhere. That's not a bad way to look at it. I just want to make sure I get Watson's. Let me offer a little bit more money. What did I have before? Not quite 10. If I make it a player option, I can even get a little bit more interest from him, I think. That way we can beat out Pittsburgh here pretty easily. Other outfielders here. Adam Eaton, Carlos Gomez, Chris Davis, Alex Gordon. Yeah, Puig's the best one, but look at the contract you'd have to offer. That'd be another player who's getting older that'd be under contract with us for a while. If we don't go with him, Carlos Gonzalez wouldn't be the worst player to sign. Good contact here, still offers some pretty good power. Trumbo has a bunch of power. Adam Eaton, more of a contact player with good defense. What would Eaton want? 6.4. Cargo would want 5.2. And Profar, could Profar really get better from here when he's 27? What do you think? Why is this background music so good? I don't know. I like this song too. It's from the YouTube audio library. It's called Jupiter, as in the planet. Cargo regresses very fast. Yeah, that's what I thought when he was 34 years old here. His power went down 10 points last year. Oof. One thing to keep in mind is that we have offered a lot of contracts now, like last year, but the situation is pretty good. So here's our salaries looking ahead to the future, and these are the players who are under contract for this coming season here, 2020. So all these players here are under contract, it says. And then here's what's happening a couple of years out. Only a handful of players are going to be under contract, and if we did get someone like Yasiel Puig, we could afford it. But at this point, I just want to know who else is going to need some money. Like Sano is going to be someone who's going to have an expiring contract. Mike Fultonevich would. I guess Sano has a little bit more time for arbitration, maybe. Unless this is a year off. That doesn't feel right. I think he'll have an 80 overall at his peak, maybe 82-ish. Yeah, and I just don't think that paying a lot for that is worth it. As much as I want Profar, he wants to be paid like an 86 overall player and not a 77. I almost traded for Pedro Alvarez at 1.2 for some extra pop off the bench. Just seeing if anybody else catches my eye here. I just want to make a small offer to Profar and see what happens. Just to see what happens. And then Puig. This would cost us around $12-13 million a year. For our payroll, it would bump it up obviously a good chunk. The cash flow, that's still doable, I feel. Matthew, welcome to the stream. What did I miss? Kane, not a ton so far. It's gone by pretty slowly as I've just kind of renewed contracts and looked at potential free agents to sign, like Yasiel Puig. So Puig is someone I thought could upgrade our team a bit. I was looking for an outfielder. He would bring a much stronger arm to the corner spots, and then obviously a nice boost offensively would not hurt. We're also interested here in Tony Watson and Jurickson Profar. Puig isn't that expensive for how good he is. Yeah, when I saw the contract for Altuve, I'm like, oh, there's a big difference between these players, isn't there? Trading for Mike Trout, I don't even want to know what that would take. It would take all I got, plus have to open up a bunch of money. Let me just see our cash flow right now here. We are still plus 3.82 million a week. We're in really good shape in the cash flow department. I say we offer to Puig. I can't think of a reason not to right now. And the fact that it could be the difference in us getting to the postseason next year. He could be a star, sure. If we did this, we'd still have 3.22 in cash flow. So offering an $80 million contract only reduces our cash flow by $600,000 a week. We still have so much room. David Guerra, trade Buxton and Barrios for elite reliever. I think it'd be possible. And I think we have some trade options in our system. I don't plan to look at starting pitcher because I have so many young players there. Eventually they need to get their time. Obviously we have Tadano, Fowler, Alvarez coming up. Tadano has never pitched at the majors here in this series outside of like a couple innings in the end of the year. So Tadano is our big addition for next year. And maybe even Yasiel Puig is a big addition to our team because I've made the offer. And I think I will pull the offer here for Profar. Now, what do you think is the best way for me to go and try to find another utility player that can come off the bench like Eduardo Escobar? Profar would be that player for me, but I think he's just going to get too much money for me. Who would be a good all-around player for us? Yervis Solarte. He could be the one. Logan Forsythe is another one. Solarte is better and younger. Maybe Marwin Gonzalez? That wouldn't be the worst idea. I think he's a little bit younger, and he's probably under contract, unless you saw him here. I didn't see Marwin Gonzalez. Isn't he a free agent now in real life? Don't you have a utility in the minors? I don't think we really have someone on that level that's ready to play this season. Polanco, obviously, is going to probably be a starter at short. And yeah, we don't have a lot of hitters in this range position players that are going to be options. Escobar was the guy for so long in this series. Brandon Phillips, we had him for a while. We had Brandon Phillips for a year. Brock Holt plays some infield and outfield. I mean, I don't have to necessarily trade for this player. I'm looking for mainly someone I can just sign right now. Man, Profar would be nice. I gotta know how much Profar gets. It's gonna be so much, isn't it? 8.2 mil? Well, if you think about just like a year or two, it could probably work. But coming off the bench for $8 million, I'm a football guy, and that just sounds terrifying. The thing here is that Profar would have the ability to eventually become a full-time starter if he did improve a lot, whereas Solarte, he's obviously toward the end of his career. Solarte, really good vision. Just looking at Houston's roster quick. They don't seem to have Marwin Gonzalez any longer. Can Gonzalez play infield too? Not even sure where he is in here. What is he listed at in the game? I thought it was left fielder. JD Martinez is only an 80 in this game. Wow. Marwin is a third baseman? Never seen him listed there in fantasy. Don't know where he is. There's a player finder. Why did I not do this? There he is. No one told me to use this. No, Brady did. Brady did. See, that's a reasonable price. But he's only infield. No outfield. I love that player finder. Madden needs that bad. Alright, so back to Solarte. We could offer him about 4-ish. Profar would be almost double that. I'm going to offer a little bit to Profar. I know I've gone back and forth on here a million times with him. I'm going to try to make it a little bit cheaper than that. I want it to be about halfway filled. So 2 years, 13. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm not as like confident in MLB as I am with like football. Depth, 2 years, $13.4 million. I think he'd be a good addition to our team. So here's what we've done. We've offered to Puig, Watson, and Profar. I think we're ready to sim forward now a couple days. Zobrist, I wonder how old he is in this series. Alright. I think we have to sim forward a couple days now and see what happens here. So we could end up with Yasiel Puig, just know that. AJ Pollock acquired from the Angels. So they signed him last year to a big deal. Diamondbacks losing all their good players. Pollock now traded to the Giants for Brandon Belt and Luke Gregerson. Okay, not sure why the Angels would do that necessarily. Madison Bumgarner to the Dodgers. 6 years, $159 million. How about that? And nothing else yet. Simmed another day. Rizzo could be going to the Giants as well. Puig. Oh, the Nationals now are into the mix here. The Dodgers seem to have left. Yes, I will continue this in Madden 19, or MLB 19. Tony Watson, we're in good shape there still. Jerks and Profar. Alright, Puig. Might have to offer a little bit more money now. Let's go up to 83. No, what? 84. $84. It's a good number in Minnesota. We were able to re-sign Sano to the 1 year, $6 million contract, avoiding arbitration. Mookie Betts signs for $8 million. Trevor Story re-signs with the Cubs in this series. Garrett Cole stays in Pittsburgh. The Marlins got Adam Eaton. So here's the free agent moves so far, not much. Let's sim a day. Devin Mesoraco traded from the Yankees to the Diamondbacks. They had like two really good catchers on the Yankees, so it never made sense to have both. They trade Mesoraco. I forget who the other was. It might have been Gary Sanchez still, but I don't remember. The Yankees just got Patrick Corbin and Chris Owings for a catcher. That's not bad. Justin Turner to the Cubs. There we go. Nats passed you when you upped your offer. They can do it in real time like that. Shelby Miller. He was in my head earlier. Signs with the White Sox. 85 overall. That's it for now. I kind of like how they do the announcements like that. It's kind of cool. No, we're still leading. Have the highest offer. Same for Watson. We did it again, everybody! Yasiel Puig is a Minnesota Twin. Another upgrade to our roster. It's a 5-year contract. We got Puig. So what's going to happen here is Puig is going to play in right field with that cannon arm of his. Charlie Blackmon moves to left field. This is not good news for Eddie Rosario. So now it's going to kind of be a bench fight between Rosario and Palka and any others. But we do get Yasiel Puig. It's another offensive upgrade. What I liked about Puig is that he actually has really good contact and not just power. So after all that, we end up with Puig. I hope it was worth the wait. Why does it say $76 million? That's a great question. I don't know. I offered $84 million. And the Twins signed Tony Watson. So we get Yasiel Puig and another lefty in the bullpen. A pretty good one, too. White Sox. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, what? Now we got to deal with Rizzo for the rest of the series, probably? You got to be kidding me with that. Rizzo to the Sox with Andrew McCutchen there already. Oh, man. Yeah, I have thought about doing an MLB rebuild. I just, I got a lot going on right now. LOL game saving you money. That's right. I used coupon code Kane to save 10% on that contract for Yasiel Puig. Not quite 10%. Close. I can't believe Rizzo went to the Sox. Watson is absolutely huge. Another great setup guy and a lefty. Still might need another lefty though. That makes it 2. We could use one more. But the fact that we're not chasing now like 2 or 3, big. White Sox, I forgot they got Shelby Miller as well, so they're in hot pursuit here of the first place spot, just like us. I feel that this was our year to win the division and we missed out, and now we just got ourselves into an even more competitive fight next year. So we missed an opportunity. Big time. By the way, the contract Puig selected was the one he liked the most. As you never withdrew any offers, he picked the one he liked the most. That one might have had a player option. So Gustavo, thank you for that comment. I didn't know that if I offered multiple that it wouldn't just overwrite the previous one. That's a good point, and it's the only explanation that really makes sense. Michael Wacha to the White Sox. I guess, like, who do the White Sox have their money on? Like, nobody. And now they're doing what we did last offseason. This is like us getting Keuchel and Goldschmidt, Harrison, and Blackman. So the Sox got Rizzo, Moncada, Wacha, Abreu, Nate Jones, McCutchen, Shelby Miller. So out of their top 7 players, they just signed 3 of them this offseason. I'm a bit salty right now. I wasn't hoping that this would get even more difficult, but I think it just did. What if this White Sox get Aaron Judge? Judge actually isn't special in this series. He has high potential, but this started out this series before he took off. He's only a 77 with 44 career homers. Dustin Pedroia, a Red Sox, going to the Yankees. I'll let you soak that one in for a minute. White Sox are stacked. Where's this money coming from? That's just it. It's money that they refused to spend, or money they didn't like. They didn't get themselves into bad situations, if that makes sense. It's what we did last year. How the Gophers doing, by the way? I knew they played at 2:30, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch a lot of it during the stream here. The Gophers are... I'm trying to see here. Minnesota, where are you? What if Turner becomes a Sock? Whatever at this point, you know. DeGrom, he actually re-signed in with the Mets in the first stage here. How are we losing 14-0? The Scott Frost era, they're going to get their first win against the Gophers? I don't think so. What is happening? This is why we play video games, so we can avoid this stuff. We can have control. 8 years for a 30-year-old seems like a bad situation in the making. Yeah, it is. If you go to like a website that shows you all the MLB free agents and you sort by who made the most money last year, it's atrocious. It's all a bunch of guys who got overpaid at the end of their athletic prime. And that's how baseball is. It seems it's not a good situation in my eyes to have players hit unrestricted free agency when they're like 26, 27, 28. Your physical prime is like, you know, 24, 25 is a good time to sign a deal. 28 years old, 7 years, the way baseball is, like football players don't get 7-year contracts. You just end up with a bunch of dead weight at the end of those deals. Okay, Matt Carpenter is not a White Sox, thankfully. Jose Altuve to the Nationals with Bryce Harper? Oh, wow. The series, the whole league is getting shaken up today. That is hilarious. How did they lose Altuve in Houston? Profar to the Nationals, 1 year, $8.2 million. "40-man rosters must be set by tomorrow. Players not protected may be eligible. It doesn't matter." I have to cut one player. Sorry, Ben. I'm just going to save the game quick. Still need that utility guy, you're absolutely correct. And I might need to look for trade options. Brock Holt, baby. Someone like Brock Holt. No, the top prospects are not going to be a problem here. The Rule 5 draft is for veterans, basically. We don't have anybody who's even Rule 5 eligible on our team. Is Solarte still available? That's a good question. I think he is. Yep. Nervous Solarte gets the offer. What's Samardzija want? I'm just curious. I feel our rotation though is pretty good right now. Chicago claimed Ben Rodriguez, so I'm not on the hook for that money. I'm not on the hook anymore. Make sure I tendered everybody that I wanted tendered anyway. Most of the players seem to have accepted their deals, so excellent. We offered arbitration to Jorge Polanco already, so I'm good there. I'm really good there. I'm great. Yes! Yervis Solarte is our new utility player in the infield. What's he listed at in here, by the way? Where is he? That puts our roster back up to too many players, right? He's not on the list yet. Winter meetings, that was fun. Rule 5 draft. Wait, that said Tigers, not Twins? Are you kidding me? You're lying. You're lying to me right now. You're pulling a fast one on me. You guys are hilarious. Alright, say JK, everybody. Tell me you didn't mean it. Oh, man. Let me eat my cashews in peace. It's snack time. We can have a good chuckle about this when we face the Tigers during the season. I can't believe it. All right. Welcome to the MLB Rule 5 draft. And that was the MLB Rule 5 draft. Sure, whatever. Oh. What? You want a 69 overall starting pitcher for Matt Bowman. Sure. Amari Cooper 2.0. Amari Cooper, Yervis Solarte. Who else can join the club there? They're not alone. Lance Lynn is actually somebody I have thought about trading. Just wait. I'm not eating vitamin gummies. No, I'm eating cashews. If they're offering me Solarte, I'm ending the stream. You're kidding me, it's 21-0 Nebraska. They won Buxton! Hey, shoot your shot, Detroit, whatever. This game is too much right now. I'm becoming a FIFA player tomorrow. Why is our division getting everybody good? The top prospect, JD Martinez, yeah. Stephen Vogt, 81 overall catcher, going to the Tigers. I'm being very patient with Byron Buxton because of the A potential. Maybe even being a little bit too patient. But I don't think it's so dire to trade him right now. I think if I trade Lynn, the first attempt needs to be for another reliever. After that, I could look at maybe a Marwin Gonzalez or a Brock Holt. Our division is just getting absolutely stacked now. Let me offer up Lance Lynn as a trade option here. All right, suggest. I want MLB ready. Relief pitchers. Michael Givens. I don't want Chris Davis because I happen to know what kind of a contract he has. No way! Of course you'd want to trade him. You'd trade him for the Bat Boy if you could. Of course, I think he's doing a lot better in game than IRL. Let's try this again. Want to trade me Matt Kemp? Imagine MrHurriicane playing Fortnite. What's up, guys? MrHurriicane, and today we are diving into the game of Fortnite. Oh, a pistol! I died quickly. Pretty much. See, with Fortnite, I didn't like the shooting mechanics very much with the bloom and just the lack of pinpoint precision there. And then the building just didn't really seem interesting to me for a battle royale. You know? To each his own there. Just not my thing. I really like Call of Duty's Blackout, though. That's more for me. The cashews now are so small. Like, what I really need here is a spoon so I can eat the rest of these cashews. I might do that later. Marwin. Remember though, Marwin doesn't play outfield. I would like somebody with like amazing versatility here. I'm just gonna start finding utility players and seeing what it takes. Hello, Brock Holt. You get 81 overall B potential though. They're gonna want something ridiculous. And remember, for Lynn, I have to look for a relief pitcher first. Man, like nobody has a good bullpen, it seems. We'd be close to pulling that off right there. Remember Kella. I think I want Kella. Actually pretty young. What's his name? Keone Kella? Throws a fastball, a curve, and a changeup. Caper Nines, alright. Not a lot of homers given up. If we add someone else to this deal, what about for Kella? I know he's not a lefty, We have 2 lefties now in the pen. Do we need more? I'll remember Kella, but I'll try to find a lefty. That's a pretty highly rated player. Mike Montgomery. We could consider Mike Montgomery. They got Hildenberger with the Giants now. Where is Jake Diekman? I've been seeing that a lot. Here, 77 overall, good velocity, good break, not the best control. Going to search and put in lefty relievers? I should just try that and see what I can find. So I want a lefty relief pitcher who is not older than 30. I can't. Oh, I can do overall. Any league. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. And I want to go at least like 78 overall. I'll just go, is there like an any option here? Or I can just deselect the criteria? There. Any 78 overall or above left-handed relief pitcher. This is cool. Oh, max age. Let's increase it to 32. Sam Freeman. Ooh, look at that ERA from a year ago. Shears ended up going to the Athletics. All right, so for us, Freeman, pretty good ratings outside of the control. Loop, all right there too. Looks like control is not a rating that's typically very high. Is that right? Bring the age up one more. Will Smith. Wouldn't be too bad. Sam Freeman would still be eligible for a year of arbitration if we could get him. Freeman will drop an overall because he was a closer for his team. Oh, yeah. His overall is getting boosted by morale right now. We need to ignore that. That's a really good point. Kyle Crockett. Looks like he... It says none. I don't know what his deal is. Because clearly we can trade for him. Was he playing for free? Oh, he's waiting on his arbitration hearing is all. Aw. Should save my stuff. I thought Alex Wood was interesting. 47 stamina. I don't think he could necessarily spot start then. It would also be nice if we could get somebody who could last a few more innings, or a couple more innings than normal. And Wood or Montgomery would probably be our best bets in that case. Like, obviously, Wood's his stamina isn't great, but it would do. So Alex Wood, let's get some suggestions. Does that mean they don't want to trade him to us? I know that I'm kind of doing it backwards here, but do they have interest in Lance Lynn? Budgetary constraints. They wouldn't be able to do it. We have to take on some of their money. So let's go to Mike Montgomery. He had more stamina. Budgetary constraints. Obviously, it's not our budget that's the problem. So if we were to make it work, we'd have to take on some of their money. Do they have like a utility player we could use? Just give us Javi Baez. Why not? You don't need 2 third basemen. And they got Story and Gregorius. And they have George Springer too. And Almora. Try this one more time. Really want to get another lefty on this team now. Try Contos. Yeah, I haven't visited that in a while. He's on the Giants. Was he older? Did he not fit this this filter? Oh, he's a righty. That's the problem here. See, I'm trying to get another lefty on the team. A pretty quality lefty, too. So, man, this is tough. I like Wood. I like Montgomery. It's just these teams can't make it work with the money. There's also Tim Collins. We could try that. Kella? I haven't revisited the Kella situation in a while. Would be a pretty nice upgrade for us, wouldn't it? Who can we add in to sweeten the deal? Won't take too much. Oh, that's so close. They do it for Zach Granite. Granite and Lynn for Keone Kella. What do we think about that? Kella gives up a lot of home runs. It's a 68. We can work on that. He's got time. We know that. I know Kella's a righty, but it would still be a big upgrade, regardless of if he's a lefty or not. A lot of people are saying no, because he's a righty. So it looks like most of you want to see us go for still that lefty in regards to Lance Lynn. I don't know. I would still consider that exact deal. I feel someone like Kella would be amazing for us to pick up with our bullpen in the way, in the shape that it's in. Aaron Luke. Might have to just try out some other players here, like Will Smith maybe. 62 control. Yeah. What if we try to get Will Smith? We could go straight up. Lance Lynn for Will Smith. I think that'd be a nice little deal there. Have any interesting prospects here? Because we can probably still get someone else in there. What are we thinking about this, everybody? Kella and Claudio from the Rangers? I'll take a look at it. I didn't see Claudio. Alex Claudio. You want me to get like 2 of their best bullpen arms for Lance Lynn? Well, I think I want to go for Will Smith here. I want to get someone in here who has good break, high strikeout upside still, and he has better control than most in this range. Then we can throw in another prospect in here. We have to fill out our team down there anyway. Include Granite. Lynn and Granite for Claudio and Kea. Oh, man. Would that work? Kela, Claudio. I don't think that Granite would be enough to do that. Not quite. Buxton would. Rosario wouldn't even be enough. We have to throw in someone else. Here's a look at our bullpen right now. Jake Reed, Kevin Quackenbush, Jeremy Jeffress, Tyler Duffy, Tyler J, and then Raisel Iglesias, Tony Watson. So Iglesias, Watson, Reed, Jeffress, Duffy, J. Not bad. This is so tough. This is the deal we're gonna do right here. We're going to go Lance Lynn for Will Smith and Jonathan Gosselin here. We get a B potential first baseman in return. Nice thing to sweeten the deal here. And we get an upgrade to our bullpen. That's what we're doing. We're getting Will Smith. I think that he would be the biggest upgrade for us here in the rotation, or the bullpen. And there we go, Will Smith. Now we have 3 lefties in our bullpen. Smith, Watson, and Tyler J. J and Duffy can both go long distance. Watson's a nice upgrade. So is Will Smith. Then you have Reed, Iglesias, Jeffress. Suddenly it's a lot better. A lot of you wanted the Andujar. I don't really know if that would have worked. He has really high potential. But I mean, 62 overall at 25 years old. You got to remember, you're not getting the real life version. You're not getting the real life version. If you had a different name, I don't think anybody would be all that excited right now. So, in just looking at our roster, Yasiel Puig, he's going to strengthen that starting lineup. Obviously, at shortstop, we got to figure that out now. Yunel Escobar probably comes off the bench now this season. So here's like a mock lineup. Whole lot of righties in there. I wish I could get another lefty. Of course, they're on my bench. Let's say like Cruz doesn't pan out though, and we go like Palka. Not that that's how we're gonna start out or anything, but We could potentially go with Blackman. Harrison bats toward the top here versus lefties, not righties. And then Goldie, Sano. We put Puig in there, of course. We still have Garver, who showed some pop last year. It's getting better. But of course, there's still the search for a utility player. After Detroit decided that they wanted to get into the deal for Yervis Solarte. Okay, whatever. Is there like a way to search for a utility player? Like primary position, any... No, I have to pick something. How about we go less than 30 years old. We make them at least a 74 overall. Attribute 1. Let's go fielding. Make it at least a 70. And then we go with, I don't know what's a good one. Maybe a little bit of speed. Make it at least like a 60 speed. I feel like this is gonna have like way too many people fit it. Yeah. Let's lower the max overall that we can see from this. I might be able to find some in this pool of players. Odubel Herrera can play all the outfield spots and middle infield. That'd be a fun one. At the end of a fairly expensive deal. Yeah, I can move around Josh Harrison. That's one thing, but he plays every day. I need a guy that can come off the bench when someone's tired. I don't think Harrison's that guy yet. Kelby Tomlinson, Brock Holt, Kike Hernandez, Adam Frazier. Yeah, Hernandez plays everything pretty much. He's unhappy. He wants to play every day, and we can't fulfill that. Those are all the players that fit this, by the way. Is Yandy Diaz in the game, Kane? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if that's how I pronounce that. Doesn't feel right. All the infield spots. Not quite there for us, though. Taylor Motter? I saw him on the list. I just didn't recognize his name. I was trying to look for guys that I knew. Yeah. His expectation is platoon, and he's playing every day, so he's stoked. His contract, well, it's 0, so he's pretty unhappy about that. Understandable. Would not be a bad choice here. Adam Frazier. What time is it, by the way? 4:06. Not bad. Adam Frazier's only 28. I wonder what it would take to get him. Just like, any suggestions here? Angel Vielma? No, I'm not giving you Vielma. I'm not giving you Will Smith. All right, never mind, Pirates. Motter for Granite would work. That's the one I have the most interest in right there. Basically an outfielder for an outfielder, but he can play so much more. Is Motter good enough to be the everyday or the regular rotational guy though? He's going to play, you know, a handful of games, get some spot starts, or would Hernandez be better? Kelby Tomlinson. I could look for him. Good contact there. .64 vision. Brock Holt. They want way too much for Holt. It would make Brocktober exciting, but definitely like the solid ratings across the board here for Motter. And his fielding is really good. 76, 77, 74, and then 74 speed. What was the suggestion again on him for the trade? It was just him for Granite, which I think I'd be cool with. What would the Dodgers, like the Dodgers, they had trouble with trades. But obviously, this would be for a lot like lower money if we dealt for Hernandez. We tried the deal with them, right? His fielding is pretty good, but not as good. He's not quite as fast. Maybe a better contact hitter. Yeah, is their situation just the money? I think in that case, I'd rather go for Motter. I think I'm okay with that deal. It's not flashy. It's not exciting. I think that's fair, though. Motter is 30, though. He is still in arbitration. But he'd still be good for a couple of years, I'm sure. And then maybe someone else can come down the pipeline for us. So let's do it. Motter for Granite. That deal is done. What's he listed at again? Third base. So he can play all over. He plays really good defense. He's durable. You know, these are really solid ratings here. This is like what my created players in like Road to the Show would look like after a couple of years usually. Just like can't pick something to specialize in. Let's just be okay at everything. Unfortunately, he's not a lefty. Hernandez isn't a lefty either. But oh well. Wish it was a switch hitter, actually. Feeling pretty good, though, with this offseason. Oh, I traded for a guy who was about to get an arbitration hearing. So he got $1.5 million. Good for you, Taylor. Jorge Polanco will be about $3 million. And just make sure no one's left here on the renewables. No one's even listed. Spring training is here now. All right. Do we never lose our coach? We never have to deal with that, by the way. Oh, yeah, I guess we had them all on 2-year deals then. Because it showed 1 year left as soon as the season was over. I wasn't sure if that was counting this coming year or not, so we're okay there for now. Did not have to edit the stuff there whatsoever. One of your scouts is retired. Come on. You can play baseball till you're like 85. You can manage it till you're 105. Why would you retire? I will replace him, don't worry. So, efficiency, 97. Like, how do I say no to Jose Maynard? Wait a minute. I'm not trying to fire him. I'm not trying to fire anybody. Really. By the way, has this been lined up, or have you guys just been ignoring it even though it's off? Has it been okay or no? International, West, West, Central. I don't have anybody for the East. I want some good efficiency, though, if we're going to do that. I don't know. I kind of like Zach Rudd there more than the East coaches. I'll have to come back to this later. Not a big deal right now. But yeah, I feel that this offseason, while it was a little bit slow, I'm sorry about that. Thought we had a good time and thought we got the team better. I think the team is better right now than it was when we started off the offseason. So, obviously, we can have ourselves a pretty exciting rotation this year, I feel. This is just kind of a rough look at what it could be with Dallas Keuchel, Maxwell Fowler, Gary Tadano. He was getting a really good morale boost. Now he's unhappy. He wants a compatriot. He needs someone else from Japan on this team for him to play at a high level. All right. I think the last thing we do today is we try to find someone else from Japan to play on this team, because that's what Gary Tadano needs. He needs a compatriot. Then the bullpen, by the way, really excited to see what it could be like. Now we got Iglesias and Tony Watson. And then, of course, getting Yasiel Puig on the team. That is a game changer for the lineup. Why not be done either? Change song, please. I'll try. Now let's bring Ichiro out of retirement. I'd love to have Ichiro on my team. Is that a thing you can look for in the player finder, by the way? Where is the player finder? I don't think you can. I didn't think they would, because, I mean, it's all about ratings and whatnot. But yeah, if I wanted to get someone from Japan on this team, I don't know what I could do. How long are you planning to do Kalispell for? Still a while. I'm not done. Still got some stuff to do. Even if we, finish off the season the way we hope it ends, I am not ending the series. Joe Mauer is a 66. I'm also going to have to sign some of these players at some point to fill out our roster, just because we need some more players at the lower levels. We have 79 players right now in the organization, so I'll be signing a few. Here's morale, by the way. The worst morale on the team, it looks like Gary Tadano is the worst, the only unhappy player. And the only thing that's a negative right now is the compatriot deal. Not sure what I can do about that. Let's switch the song again. When is the next Arizona Cardinals vid? Honestly, more interesting than the Dolphins, in my opinion. If you like the Cardinals rebuild, you can find another episode tomorrow to accompany your football Sunday. All right. Well, everybody, I think that is going to do it for this stream then. Like I said, I thought we got our team better today. That was the goal. That was the goal. We went out and got Yasiel Puig. We got Tony Watson. We made a couple trades. We brought in Will Smith. And I think that we did a pretty good job this year. My main questions right now are going to be who starts at shortstop. I think it's wide open there with Jorge Polanco, Yunel Escobar, and Nick Gordon. I want it to be Gordon. I'd love to see him run away with it, but I think Polanco has the edge. I'd give Polanco the best chance, especially considering that he actually had a pretty good season a year ago for us, hitting 277. Not bad. But yeah, maybe we get surprised in spring training. I'm going to add some more depth to this roster and hopefully get some battles going in spring, though. We got to get some other players some chances. Taylor Motter looks to be our new utility guy off the bench. And then obviously with the pitching, we should be a lot better in the bullpen, and hopefully our young guys are ready to take another step forward. I'm not trading for Javi Baez. He's a 92 overall. I'm not even trying to trade for Baez. Getting paid a lot of money. He's the best player the Cubs have right now as a position player. And they're like a World Series contending team. Dang, O'Connor is suddenly good. He was like a 78 overall, I thought, last year. Yeah, 77. With Garver's defense not being good, I'd like someone with higher fielding to be his backup. So this is not set in stone yet, but probably going to be like this going into the season. I need to sign a few more catchers, obviously, to the roster. And then I'll just try to find maybe a couple veterans out there can help us just battle for a couple positions. Not sure who that could be yet. O'Kelby Tomlinson is available, by the way, for another kind of utility player. All right, so that's going to do it for this one, everybody. Oh yeah, with Buxton, this might be the year where I consider trading him if he doesn't play well. We'll see. But that is going to do it for the stream, everybody. Hope you all had a good time today. I know the stream was a little slow, but at the end of it, we made our team better, and that was the ultimate goal. So, spring training is coming your way soon. The edited off-season recap is, of course, going to be the next video posted, which will have probably a few more moves that you didn't see here. I don't expect anything major, but you never know. I could make a trade or something with a player that I think is expendable, but you know, we'll just have to see what happens with that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for just all the support week in, week out here on the channel. Really love making all this content and seeing all the feedback that you offer. Are you going to stream some spring training? You bet I am. Cannot wait. That's going to do it for today, everybody. See you again soon. On my second channel, I'm about to post a Marquise Walker career mode episode. And of course, the Kalispell Dynasty National Championship is coming soon as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again soon.